My name is Dennis Tongoi and this is CMS-Africa. Welcome.
The story of CMS-Africa in itself is a transforming one. A story starting right when missionaries of the Church Mission Society in the UK came to Africa more than 200 years ago to spread the good news of our Lord Jesus Christ and of His transforming grace. And after the seeds had been sown, and indeed on fertile soil, they germinated, grew and matured. CMS-Africa, one of the youngest babies in the CMS network of agencies, is emerging strongly with great zeal and passion to renew mindsets and to transform communities. From its offices in Nairobi, Kenya, CMS-Africa's heart pulse continues to be felt thousands of miles away, mainly due to its holistic approach in preaching the gospel and also in seeking an all-round approach to human development in the church and in the community at large.
The church in Africa is vibrant. The church in Africa are growing, but yet one of the things we observe is the churches in Africa, despite their growth, do not seem to have corresponding social transformation. So CMS Africa is very passionate about seeing discipleship become the core of the church in Africa.
CMS Africa is structured as a people-centered organization with a key focus on various ambassadors who we call champions, who exist and work independently in their own cultural contexts and communities, and working towards transforming their own people in their own local way. And with the church continuing to flourish in the continent, CMS Africa works to support these champions and God's people in Africa in their own local settings.
Poverty continues despite our wealth. Corruption continues despite the numbers of Christians who attend churches on Sundays, but somehow don't make the link between Sunday and Monday.
In Kiserian, an area in the outskirts of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, works and lives a champion of CMS Africa's transforming mission and vision. She is one of CMS Africa's representatives, a young lady with a heart and passion to minister to women's health, economic and spiritual needs. Badili Women Group is an emerging story of success. The group, composed of ladies mainly from impoverished backgrounds, are now able to put a decent meal in front of their families and also send their children to school.
The vision to start Badili Center started when I was working as an intern pastor at Nairobi Pentecostal Church here in Nairobi. The majority of the women who used to come there were widows and single mothers. So I got a burden for them because they would come, they get handouts, and they keep on coming and coming. So I thought to myself, and I prayed to God so much about this, like, what more can I do to help these women? So as I started Badili, the guidance that God gave me was that to train them on practical skills as well as theory skills of business, so that they can be able to sustain themselves through these initiatives that we had.
Here, the ladies have not only found their livelihood, but also a warm fellowship in which they care, support, and learn from each other. The products they make here are quality, with most having a ready and waiting market. More than just generating income, this group has been trained on life skills such as bookkeeping, financial management, and healthy living.
We also have products like this peanut butter. We trained a lady, her name is Rose, under Badili, and gave her the business skill, and she started her own business. She makes peanut. This is holistic peanut. It has not been removed the outer ring. And it has no preservatives or any other additions. It's a very nice fresh product. She also makes this, which is called stinging nettle, and this one is good for cleansing the blood for those with arthritis, to reduce blood pressure, and also good for your joints.
The beneficiaries of the program are eager to share their experiences and their achievements.
Tumagira beans na bau na alafu na ubi.
Hii job inanisaidia sana, naweza kujisimamia. Nalia watoi poa na nalipa rent. Tunapata hapa 200 per day na lunch.
South Sudan, the newest African country, is one that both CMS and CMS Africa have worked closely with and supported for so many years in ensuring that its people who are still recovering from decades of war get up on their feet quickly and begin to develop their nation. One such place is the Diocese of Rajaf in the Episcopal Church of Sudan near the capital, Juba.
This isn't just for the church, it's for the whole of community, even the government. For South Sudan to be able to stand on its own feet and go forward.
Here leads one CMS Africa champion, Bishop Enoch Tombe, whose passion for the Lord and his people is felt far across the nation.
During the conference, we actually learned a lot of things, including we were encouraged to make what they call seed projects. Each group had to work out its own seed project. So the Pro-Cathedral, where we worship on Sundays, had planned to have a seed project on taking care of widows and orphans, as in Isaiah 58, where God says the true fasting is the one where you take care of the widows and orphans and those who are in need.
Through his interactions with CMS Africa and the Samaritan Strategy Vision conferences, the people of Rajaf have had an uplifting experience. On the other side of Nairobi, CMS Africa's star continues to shine. By partnering with yet another lady working with sensitive and vulnerable groups of women, lives are getting touched each day in very profound ways.
I've been doing this with these women the last 4 years, most of who are poor women living in the urban slums, some of who are refugees. We make things like these are pot holders, and pretty popular, and aprons, and these are just one or two of our many items that we make.
Here, both the young and the more mature women from primarily very needy backgrounds have found a way of taking charge again of their lives.
Through our growing relationship with CMS Africa, they get to know what we are doing and they help us get on the map.
Such soul-lifting tales continue in all parts of the African continent where CMS Africa has operations. In the West, South and the larger East African territory, the story remains largely the same. In Uganda, working with the Anglican Church at the Diocese of Mukono, CMS Africa has initiated a biogas project that is targeted at solving energy needs of a mainly agricultural community. A similar project in neighboring Kenya was a roaring success. We have also continued to conduct conferences targeting church leadership to help leaders of the church and community use local resources to transform their own lives. Democratic Republic of Congo is a nation that has endured the pangs of a civil war. But here, partnering with Harvest Ministries of Congo, CMS Africa is having a huge impact by training both church and community leaders on how to improve their lives. But as more and more opportunities for service keep growing and knocking at CMS Africa's door, so has the need for resources to support all these noble initiatives. Through its partnership with the Church Mission Society, CMS Africa was given this prime property in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Though already highly valuable, the property is also one ripe for redevelopment.
We're thankful to CMS for giving us this half-acre plot. We currently have a building standing on a quarter an acre, and this building is going to be put down, and we're going to put up this new building on the entire half-acre.
Through its major fundraising campaign for this project, CMS Africa is calling on its friends, partners and beneficiaries of its programs and trainings to be part of this building project. In this campaign dubbed CMS Africa Footprints, CMS Africa calls on all of us to support this venture. The campaign targets to raise 166 million shillings, that's close to £1,400,000, to build the 7-story building. The building will feature more than 3,000 square meters, translating into only £500 British per square meter. Each square meter has been labelled a footprint for purposes of this 2-year campaign. You can buy a footprint through a one-off or an installment payment plan.
Each footprint will have a unique serial number, and you'll actually have a place on a plaque on the final building showing your partnership with us. I have bought one footprint. You too can buy a footprint. 3,000 of us will make this vision a reality.
Buy a footprint and make an everlasting investment. Enable us help more such groups and keep the song growing within our communities. CMS Africa, for renewed mindsets and transformed communities.